Time to go hand in my uncle's piddle.
Unboxing time, guys, and this one's Glenn's request. I think you guys already seen what we got coming in from Stretches. We got 3 movie cars I've never done. We've also got this racing car. Now, the funny thing is, when I first seen this car a couple weeks ago, Stretch said, I know you're not going to want to unbox this. You're not into racing cars. And I'm not. But I unbox anything because what I'm not into, you guys might be into. This is at Glenn's request. Obviously, he wants to see this more than the other cars. We're doing this one tonight. And not to mention, he opened up the box and started showing me around in there. And I was amazed at the details. It's older. It's numbered. It's Dale Earnhardt. Let's have a look. Again, guys, this is at Glenn's request. 1997 Super Speedway design. Guess who it's by, guys? One of my favorite companies, Revell. So I'm really looking forward to this. You guys know I'm a big fan of Revell. We could see in behind what we're going to be doing later on in the week. You remember my lowrider, guys? I noticed a layer of dust on it. I went over it today with with Q-tips inside of it. Wow. The inside actually wasn't white before. I thought that's how it was, but nope. But anyway, guys, let's get into this. It's a different one that we haven't done yet. Jog your memory about Revell and why I love them. We got some on the main floor here. Check this out. So you guys remember these. They're 1 of 25 scale. Me and Glenn got a smoking deal on these locally. I let him have the charger. I'm kind of kicking myself because he got the better of the two, and the charger is way harder to find. They're very well done. I just wish they did them in 1 of 18 scale, guys. You could see the shotgun hidden under his lap. See if I could zoom in. But those are good likenesses, guys. And these are older Revell for the Bullet. It's the ones that come with the figurines. There's Mr. McQueen. This one's mine here. This one's the easier one to get. This one is the gem of the two, but they're both gems, but just an example of Revell. I love a ton of the stuff Revell does. But anyway, let's get into this. Okay, guys, while I glove up, I have to apologize again to you for the live Saturday. What's going on with me with my health? You guys know, if you're regular viewers, I was on a very high dose of prednisone, 100 milligrams a day. They got my platelets where they should be, all my energy's back, so now they're weaning me off the prednisone, which is good, because when I'm on the prednisone, if you remember, I can't take my ADHD meds, and it makes me a mess. Look at I'm gaining weight, but I can't remember anything. I need the ADHD meds, guys, so they're weaning me off the prednisone. But the problem is, now that I'm down to, as soon as I started hitting 4 pills a day, I started feeling the withdrawal, because that's what they're doing. They're weaning you off the best you can without withdrawals. If I was taking the regular dose of 10 a day and just quit taking it, it's the worst withdrawal. It makes fentanyl withdrawal look like Disneyland. It's that bad. And so that they're tapering me off at what's called. They give me a taper dose, and I'm not on the ball. And I thank you guys, because I've been stumbling over words in videos, forgetting things. I forgot to check for the serialized chassis on that chrome Camaro chase that I did. Totally forgot to check that. Forgetting other stuff, and you guys are awesome, because I think you realize what's going on, so you're not like hanging on my every word. So thank you guys for your understanding. I've got a slight headache right now, like I'm in withdrawal from the stuff now, but it's not that bad because I'm taking it, just not as much as the beginning. So diecast replica, and this is cool, guys. It's 1 of 10,008. Now, maybe it's an odd number. Maybe the 8 are pre-production ones. Maybe the 8 are ones that went to company members, like people in the company, as gifts. That sometimes happens. I've never seen this sports image. It says Pure Sports Image Incorporated. GM Good Wrench Service, Wheaties, number 3, Dale Earnhardt, 97 Monte Carlo. Number 0431. I don't know if that's the actual number of the car, but I guess we will see. I will read you the back. For the first time in the 64-year history of Wheaties, a race car driver has been chosen to grace the cover of the Breakfast of Champions. Not just any driver, but 7-time Winston Cup champion Dale Earnhardt. In honor of the event, Earnhardt and the Richard Childress racing team will carry the familiar orange-colored Wheaties logo on the number 3 GM Goodwrench Service Monte Carlo for the Winston on May 17th at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And any other info to tell you guys? So the back has a lot. I'll read the good parts. It's an adult collectible, not suitable for children. Revell reserves the right to improve colors and details without notice. That's weird. Chevrolet, Chevy, Monte Carlo, it's all licensing stuff. Revell, 1997, Revell monogram. That is older than I thought it would be. 1997.
So maybe they'll just show up when they decide they want to paint it and take it.
Yeah, take it back from us to improve it. Wouldn't that be cool? 1997, guys, to give you an idea, I turned 46 in December, just December of 2024, just 2 months ago, I turned 46. 1997, that's the year I graduated grade 12 in high school. 1997. I did graduate grade 12. If I didn't have my father threatening to beat my ass if I didn't finish high school, I wouldn't have did it. Didn't understand him at the time, but I could thank him for it now. So, kind of in the GMP style. Ooh, that is heavier than I thought, guys. Is it going to be bolted in here? No, it's not bolted in. Okay. Just showing you guys what I see before we take it out. It's got his number 3, but it's not his regular. See, I'm not a big, huge racing guy. Of course, I know Dale Earnhardt. I do remember him driving a similar car like this with the number 3 with the GM Goodwrench, but black.
Yeah,
that's what the car.
Along the side.
Where do you grab this from? It's got a window on one side. Wow, this is heavy. Okay, so it comes with a certificate of authenticity. We're going to have to get him to figure out a sleeve or something to put that in, obviously, because the car is wrecking it being on top. When this goes back, we're going to put this on top of the car so at least it's not crunching it.
We put it inside the styrofoam and inside the box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where most people put it.
So this is to certify that the 1/18 scale die-cast replica of the 97 GM Goodwrench Service Wheaties Chevrolet Monte Carlo driven by Dale Earnhardt is one of 10,008 pieces. Theodore J. Eichide, President, Revell Monogram, Inc. Revell Monogram, love those guys. They've done so much awesome stuff, Revell guys, I love them. Okay, so now it kind of sucks because the doors do not open, guys. Being a stock car, the hood opens though, and we can have a good look at it because I was having a look at stretches. We wanted to see if it was worth, because some of these cars you can't really, you could do an unboxing video, but it's a 2-minute video because nothing opens, you can't see anything. So it does have all of the, oh, I love that. It's got an RCA. That reminds me of old school. Winston Cup, Busch, Goodies, Auto Meter, Honey Frosted Wheaties, Snap-on, Burger King at the back, Crispy Wheaties and Raisins, Simpson, Moog, Edelbrock, Plastic Coat, Comp 76. So it's got all the legit sponsorships. Look at the bottom, guys. Bottom nicely detailed. Oh, and the trunk's gonna open too. See, I'm not familiar with 1 of 18 Revell, guys. I love Revell too, so this is interesting. Trunk is gonna open though. That's impressive. And it's impressive they did some detailing on the bottom. I don't know how accurate the bottom looks, guys, because I don't know anything about racing cars. Start at the trunk. The trunk is like almost spring-loaded, guys. This is Glenn's choice. We're going to have better look up on the look-see set, of course. Going through to the fuel cell on the bottom. But out of these cars, this was Glenn's pick. He's a fan. He's not a big racing guy, but he likes Dale Earnhardt, like a lot of people do. Stretch is also a Dale Earnhardt guy. Can't really see a lot inside here, guys, but we'll see the inside of the car up there. But it looks realistic inside there. The driver's seat looks huge, like it looks like a big complicated thing. Okay. And, oh, the engine's nice. You're wondering how Revell does a 1 of 18 engine? They don't skip. That looks good. Glenn having a look. I think it looks good. Now, it does not have a serialized chassis. This is old school. I'm wondering if the number that's on the outside of the box is actually the number of the car. I would not be surprised, but I could also be wrong. But it is what I expected out of Revell.
See what's painted along the white bit at the bottom under the door?
Right here?
Yeah.
Honey Frosted Wheaties.
Oh, okay.
And then this one says Wheaties.
Mm-hmm.
And that one says Crispy Wheaties and Raisins.
Mm-hmm. That would be sweet if that was the number 3, the third card made of the...
Oh, car number 3 of them? Yeah, that would be cool. Well, the one car we unboxed on here for Stretch, if you remember, was the black Auto World Superbird Daytona, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was 1 of 13. Like the number 13 out of 1,000, whatever, made. And we were debating taking it back because the hood was a little bit sticky. The car was perfect, but the hood was sticky because of paint buildup. And we decided not to because it's car number 13. If we bring it back to the store,
it'll be a higher number.
Yeah, with our luck, it'll be number 1,000 out of 1,002. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the best way to have a look at this guy is up on the look-see set, guys, under the bright lights. I think it's going to take awesome photos, though. Okay, guys, let's go have a look. And remind me at the end of the video, Glenn had some cool stuff come in today. Some of it's vintage. This is not vintage, obviously, but he had some cool vintage carded die-cast come in today. Remind me to show y'all at the end of the video. Some of it's racing stuff, Snake and Mongoose. So remind me. Okay, guys, this is what the doctor ordered here. We're up on the bright lights, under the bright lights, of the look-see set. This is court. It's in the docket, ready to go in the prisoner's dock there. Let's have a look. Is Revell going to be a gem or a retro collectibles hype machine? I've got my money on Revell personally. Guys, I had to get the lowrider into the light just to show you how this thing cleaned up. I'm blown away. Like the video where I showed you guys it, I had wiped it down and stuff, but I didn't get everything. I gave it a deep clean today. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Spotless. Spotless. And when it's spotless, it pops. Look at the rims. Wow. From 98, guys. If I could get one of those in a mint box for the right price, like say $100 and the box is mint, I'm down. So I had to move the lowrider, guys, because it was so stunning that it's distracting to me even. It's just showing you guys up close in the better light. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe different logos. You know what? Why don't we start back here? Hold on, I'm gonna don my gloves. Okay, pop the trunk. Again, made by Revell. Oh, it's spring loaded, so I'm gonna have to come up like this. You guys get the idea though. The fuel tank's underneath the car. That's just the thing that goes to the bottom. Nothing really to see in there. Oh, guys. That is tight. Sorry you can't see everything. But just to show you, even though you can't see too good inside the car, they don't skimp. They don't say, they can't see in here. I've got it zoomed right in trying to show you. See the white shifter knob. I love that the inside has details, guys, but I don't love that I can't show you them very well. Glamour shots, I guess I'll try to get inside somehow for you. And bottom of the car, even to be realistic, look, you can see suspension. It doesn't have working suspension, but they even still added it just for the realism. So it's not one of the shelf burners, I call it, like Maisto. I love Maisto, but Maisto kind of invests their budget into the spots on the car you can see, right? Whereas the higher end ones pay attention to everywhere. Looking right under the hood through my ring light, guys, have it lit right up. Nicely detailed. Like it literally looks like different manifold, different heads. It's wired. Looks pretty realistic. You could see the frame of the car. And everything opens and closes nicely. The hinges are beautiful on it. They're the utilitarian looking Erdl looking ones, but they work well and that's what counts. I don't know much about the late Dale Earnhardt, I have to admit. I remember vividly how he looks from all of his TV appearances, stuff like that. Very famous man. Remember sadly when he passed away. But I think if he was around to check out this car, or I think he was around to check it out when it was made actually, he'd have liked it. I think it's good quality. I think it's realistic. Like panning by it like this, guys, because these cars are kind of fiberglass in real life anyway. Looks like a real car. Like it would almost pass in a movie scene if you had to use that like as a miniature, like what the Dukes of Hazzard was using in later seasons. I don't know. I like the way it sits and I think it's going to take excellent pictures. Okay guys, our poor friend Glendo is starting to snore, so you know what that means. It's glamour shot time. So we're going to see how this thing looks in court, get it up on the look-see set, push it into that prisoner dock, and get it rolling. Personally, I think it's going to take banging photographs. Just the way I was panning the camera by it, the way it sits, it looks like a real car. Like, I'm not a big NASCAR fan, and you guys know that. But if I was, that looks like a real car sitting there. I'm in. I would want that. Revell to boot. I'm a fan of Revell. Bonus. Anyway, guys, let's see these glamour shots.
For a 1 of 18 scale diecast car that came out the same year Retro was graduating high school. This Dale Earnhardt Monte Carlo, done by Revell, looks amazing. Good weight to it, has all the proper sponsors. And man, does that thing look realistic sitting there. Opening hood and trunk, and to top it off nicely, it's limited to just over 10,000 made. So it's well detailed, and has that cool vintage factor as well.
Okay, I'm not sure who that was, but it's Revell, not Revell. But anyway, everything he said was pretty accurate. The thing looks great sitting there, it's realistic. I like that it's a limited number. I like the sponsorships that they used. I love the Wheaties. Oh, there she is. Boom! That was the first time ever, guys, in the history of the Retro Collectibles KRAK show where we had a car that we could not get any shots of the interior. We've had cars that the doors didn't open, like GMP Grand Nationals that I was still able to get the shot, you know what I mean? General Lee's that the doors don't open, our Chrome General Lee, I could still get the shot. Not that guy. Sorry guys, you see me trying. But end of the video, I got some cool stuff to show you to make up for it. Some stuff that Glenn picked up today. If you ever get these for the right price, these are a good scoop, but they got to be for the right price. So the Hot Wheels team transports, some of them are way more collectible than others. When they came out with the Snake and Mongoose, if you notice, these went straight into protectors. Good idea, Glenn. But Snake and Mongoose, these are not even old, guys. They're not as old as you would think they are. Just a couple years old, maybe. I'm trying to look for the date. But I believe I was collecting already when these were out. They're not that old. I'm looking for a date. Anyway, guys, they're not that old. They're not vintage or anything. They're within the last 5 years, okay? But when these were in the store, they were about 20 bucks each. I had a set of them when I had my toy room. They were going for about 60 bucks a piece at that time. And now they're probably more, but they are Snake and Mongoose. They're awesomely done. The truck is not accurate though. The only die-cast set that has the accurate truck, Glenn has it. It's that box set that I showed you guys before. Because Snake and Mongoose's truck didn't look like that. It looked a bit different. But no big deal. Everybody still loves that. This came out while I was collecting. I got these out of the store for a bunch of people. They go well with that team transport that I just showed you guys. It's a 2-pack Snake and Mongoose. That's another good one to have in your vault, at least one of. If you collect this stuff, wonder what's good stuff. They make a lot of 2-packs, guys. Problem is a lot of them are peg warmers. Some of them are good for the vault. Some of them you leave in the store. At least one of these is good for the vault. And lastly, out of the pile of cool stuff here, these are reissues, guys, okay? This is, again, more Snake and Mongoose stuff, but these are reissue. If you look at these, they're commemorative. They're made to look like the vintage Hot Wheels. They are not really vintage, guys. They're old enough. Believe it or not, these are from 1993, but these are to commemorate, I can't remember how many years, but you could see it says right on it, vintage collection. I mean, nothing vintage says vintage. You guys know that. But they did well with keeping to the theme of the cards, stuff like that, but they made it so that people couldn't do the wrong thing with them. But they did Snake and Mongoose in the original style, which I love. Just how they looked. If you see that. So these are Snake and Mongoose, but then they made a bunch of variants. So we don't have all the variants here, but Glenn has one set of variants. I think they made different color ones and stuff like that. So he's got these guys here. Now, like I said, guys, these kept the vintage look. The cool thing about these is if you look at their modern counterpart, there's a big difference in how they've changed, right? Like the new one is on the Real Riders, which is rubber tires for more realism. Looks like a more modern, realistic casting. Things have definitely changed, though, for Snake and Mongoose over the years for Hot Wheels. But if you get these for the right price, just something cool in the vault, but you got to get them for the right price. Cool stuff. And you guys seen these earlier, like I said, back when the numbers meant something. So this was already, the cool thing is, guys, this was already a 1 of 1,000 exclusive. So it's 2% on top of this. I believe that's how it works. So I believe there's only 200 of these cars. 2%, or no, wait, 2%. No, it's like 20 of these, maybe. Because I believe it's 2% of the, yeah, so that, my brain's frazzled, guys. 20% of 1,000, it's either going to be 20 or 200, but I don't think it's, is it, or no, 2%. So, you know what I mean. I think there'd be 20 in existence, but I could be wrong. I'll double check. Beautiful though. But yeah, the regular one that's not a chase, not a greenie, they made 1,000 of them for this hobby distributor exclusive. So without being a chase, there was only 1,000. So it's a pretty rare car. This I like, didn't even know they had them out. Hot Wheels is doing them, bigger scale now. The problem is the Hot Wheels ones, they're like $30 each in the store. And they come in like waves, like a wave of cars. But the problem is 3 cars out of the 5 are usually crap. So the ones that are peg warmers, like you're not going to pay $35, $40 with tax for a peg warmer. But this is Matchbox, Barrett Jackson. It looks good. I'd rather have that than most of the ones by Hot Wheels I've seen so far. And there was one special one that I almost forgot to show you guys. Oh, here it is here. Okay. So, first thing I noticed when I seen this, I said, oh, white wheels. That's a friggin' White Lightning, Johnny Lightning. Okay. It's actually a convention piece, which is pretty awesome. Hartford, Windsor, Marriott, Windsor, Connecticut, July 22nd to 25th, 2004. The Wild Weekend of 4 Wheels. Wooster's Pizza Shop was a sponsor. The hottest pizza around. Wooster's, I believe it's called. And it's the official convention car. It's a 66 Chevy Malibu. And of course, that is a White Lightning. I'll read you the back in a second. But again, guys, back in the day when they kind of took care of collectors a little bit better, like, and collectors were more conscious of production numbers and rarity. Like, the company had to do stuff like this to keep the collectors coming, you know what I'm saying? Now they can throw crap at the wall, and even if it doesn't stick, it's okay, people will buy it. Oh, I could read you this before we go. So the 4th year of the annual Mid-Weekend of Wheels East Coast Convention brings to the collection a new concept in die-cast collector conventions. With the overwhelming success of the past and the diversity collecting, expanding, Wooster's Pizza Shop, blah, 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 because I can't read it, guys. Teaming up with Johnny Lightning enabled us to shift gears from the past conventions to bring you a new dimension in die-cast collecting. Playing Mantis and Randy's Wooster Street Pizza Shop, fueled by the passion of the collectors, brings you the 4th annual Wild Weekend of Wheels, the ultimate die-cast collectors convention. For more information about the restaurants or past events, visit us online at www.hottestpizza.com. Wonder if they still put that on. This is in 2004 and it was the 4th annual. Like how it's got Kragers on it too, eh? It's got the Kragers and it's even got the license mark, but cool older stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. That is Stretch's car. Thank you again, Stretch, the Stretch collection. We got other cars coming up. We got a couple cars from Glenn to unbox. We got those cars from Stretch's to unbox. By the time we get through all those, hopefully the most expensive Barnyard Fine General Lee comes in the mail because it's in transit as I speak, guys. And we'll have that. We'll review that before it goes to the new owner. So we got lots of stuff coming up. And again, thank you guys for your patience. Just me talking, guys. My headache's starting to sit here. But thank you very much for your patience, guys. Gotta do what I gotta do. Do me a favor. Smash that like button for me. While you're at it, guys, hit the bell notification. Make sure you get my most recent videos. As always, guys, stay safe and happy hunting.
Yeah.